Greetings, hi, TheWarOwl greets you, and guess what, folks? You've heard me ranting for a while now about how there's no new maps for Counter-Strike Global Defensive, and by new maps, I mean not just remakes of the classics, maps that are designed to be played competitively that we haven't seen yet. And besides DE Overpass, my pleas have yet to be answered for 2 long years. Until now. Guess what, folks? There's a brand new map in town called DE Crown. It comes from the mind of Volcano, an ex-pro turned mapper who took on the role of designing the layout for competitive play, and FMPONE, whose job it was to goify the map, that is, make it pretty and functional. They have previously collaborated on the DE Cash remake for Counter-Strike Global Offensive, and have now decided to collaborate again on a completely new map designed specifically for competitive play. So at first look, its visuals definitely fit the bill of a global offensive map without being too intrusive to the gameplay. My FPS was reasonably high while walking around the map, so there's a good balance of aesthetics and performance. So it meets the requirements of being a playable map. Let's check out the layout. So classically, competitive maps succeed best when following the Clover-style design pattern. It just works. It's the proven base layout of competitive Counter-Strike maps. You have 3 ways for the terrorists to go: A, B, and mid, and there are connectors between each of these different ways to go. This works best because it sets up for the early game the bomb site takes as well as the bomb site retakes. So the early game is the part of the game where players are sort of moving around the map, taking positions, going for picks, trying to get intel on where the players are, and setting up for that final bomb site tank. This is best exemplified in maps like Dust 2 and Mirage. So back to DE Crown. Let's check out that layout, keeping in mind that some of the other competitive maps are unique layouts, not Clover-style design patterns, such as DE Nuke, which is a very unique design pattern. So B site is a normal B site. There's 2 ways in, an upper and a lower, which sort of reminds me of the B bomb site in DE Season. What's really cool is this wooden squeaky door. There's a little slot over it you can throw nades through. You can smoke out an upper B opper and take the site without ever seeing them. But I can absolutely see this being used for spamming, which fills me with glee over the possibilities. The main wall into B is too tall to reliably throw flashes over from lower B though, which makes this entrance fairly difficult. But inside the site, there are a number of passageways, making this look like an interesting opportunity for controlling pathing with smoke grenades. What's very noticeable though is that there's no way to rotate over to A once you've committed to B. It's a one-way ticket. You have to go all the way back through this little connector, this double door area, to go and try to do just a normal take on A site. You can't go through a middle area. You have to go back sort of through the T-spawn. There's a shortcut, but this is similar to Inferno. So where's mid? I sure can't find it. Oh wait, here it is. You actually have to run past the entrances to A site to get to mid. So a mid to B seems like a risky run. So once you're taking A site or going A side and you take this position at middle where this window place is, what is the point of going to B if A is right there and you've already engaged these counter-terrorists? So at A side, there's this Mirage-esque window where an opper could easily hold off anyone trying to enter A. Don't worry, it's smokable. I figured this one out all by myself. I'm very proud of my smoke. So I can see T side left with 2 real options. Take B site or take A site. The rotate from B to A for terrorists is comparable to the rotate counter-terrorists have to do. It may even be shorter, which is why I'd say this map is T-sided, which will allow for rush strategies. This favors the North American style of play over the European style of play, and limits the possible strategies that terrorists can pull off. I can also see flanking being extremely useful because of those rotate times. This means, let's say Ts try to take B site. CTs that are playing A side, or 2 of them, can probably push and get behind the terrorists, or just send one guy, send a lurk player. And I think that would be actually very useful in this map. It seems like a giant circle, but always with multiple paths, usually 2, at every little step of the way. I can definitely see smokes and flashes playing a huge impact in this map, which is a plus for it being competitive. The skill doesn't seem to be in the positioning of this one, but rather in the mechanics of the takes. So, it's interesting. It's a completely new map for Counter-Strike Global Offensive, both in style, layouts, and design philosophy. So I look forward to seeing if it'll be accepted by professional players. The success of a map isn't just in the quality of the map itself, it's also in the marketing behind it. The goal is to get the community to accept the map, and by having well-known names in the Counter-Strike Global Offensive mapping community associated with it, Volcano and FMPONE, and getting articles in PC Gamer written about it, how did they manage that one? They most definitely are on the right path to doing so. I recommend you hop over to the workshop and try this map out for yourself. We'll most likely be seeing it in the next operation, so might as well warm up for it. Keep in mind that map making is an ongoing process, so the version you see now might not be the version you see in a month from now. So make sure if you see something you don't like, provide feedback on that so that maybe it'll get changed. Either way, I'm excited to have a new map to play. I'm TheWarOwl, and I still have no closer.